Hi, I'm Becca and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make my solar flare canes. When they're reduced really small, it just looks like bursts of light that you see if you're looking at pictures of the sun, you know, when it's doing one of its flares, and this is what the white pieces are for. It's just to make it look like that flash of colour when it's coming out. You can double it up as a flower cane, but these are, because I've used yellow, orange and red, that's what I'm calling it, as my solar flare cane. So today I'm just going to show you how to make the cane and put it together. 3 colours in 3 different orders, and then on another video I'll show you what you can make with it. So let me show you how I made them. Right, so to make this solar flare cane, I'm just using yellow, orange and red. You can use any colours that you want to, it's just I wanted to stick to what the sun actually looks like with colours when you look at pictures of it. What I've done is I've done 3 stacks of clay, 1 yellow, 1 orange and 1 red, and then I've cut it into triangles. I've done another video on doing skinny blend, so if you want to have a look at that one, it shows you a bit more in depth of what you can do with them. I've already blended the other 2 colours and made canes with those, so I'll show you them once I've finished this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fold the clay in half. It's conditioning a bit more, this it's been stood, and then I'm going to put it through the fold side into the pasta machine first, and it'll take a few times, but each time you do it just keep folding it in half and putting the folded side into the pasta machine, and just keep going until you've got a good blend, and I'll come back and show you what I got. Right, so I've blended those together. I've not done an absolute complete blend because I like having these different streaks of colours that you get in it, because if you look at a solar flare on the sun, it's all different colours and the way that it curves out and things like that. So I just wanted to leave it's sort of blended but there's still streaks in it. It's up to you if you want to do the full blend, that's your choice. But now what we need to do is we're wanting to make it into a block, but we want the colours to be close together. So if you fold your skin and blend in half, I forgot to say I used, for all 3 canes I used one of the small blocks of Fimo, so I've managed to get 3 canes out of 3 little blocks, and I'll show you what I've got. Please. Right, so I've got this bit and I've folded it in half, and then I'm going to put it through the pasta machine lengthways and get it as long as I can going down each time. So I'll start at number 1 and get it as thin as I can without it obviously tearing and coming to pieces, and then I'll come back and show you what. Right, so as you can see now I've got this long really thin ribbon of clay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start at one end and we're going to concertina fold the clay until we've got it all done. So just keep folding it back on itself until you get. Okay, so we've got that together. So now you've just got a nice thick, well, just picking a bit of the clay that you've got with it, just all adds it into the mix of what you've got to do. So as you can see now, we've got a yellow, orange and red. Looks a bit messy at the minute, but don't worry, that's fine. So what we need to do is we're wanting to lengthen this out, but we're also needing to change it into a triangle. So depending on what colour you want in the centre of your cane, the one that you want at the centre needs to be at the top point, and then obviously the one that you want to be on the outside is going to be the flat side of the tree. Right, so all you need to do is just keep squeezing it backwards and forwards. And you can stretch it out with it from the heat of your hands. You'll get it this way. So I'll go with that side up. Right, so now you just want to pinch the top that you want to be in the centre into a sort of triangle shape. That's what we're going to get, and then once you've got it into a decent triangle shape, then we're going to line it with white clay. So I'll pop that to the side for a moment. So I've got this white piece of clay that I've got rolled out on number 1 at the moment. I think I'll just like to get down to a number 2. Ooh, excuse the noise of my machine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go around all the outside of the cane. Let's get my blade out. Okay, so just put your cane in the middle. I'm just trimming the excess away because you must be getting too much mixed up with your white, because it's a pain to get out, especially the red. That's a warning for if you've not used the red before, your hands will go red from conditioning it, and yeah, it can take a while to come off. So right, I'm just starting at the top point, the triangle, and then I'm just going to wind it round. Okay, and then when we get to the top, then I'm just going to pinch that off there. So as you can see, it's basically a triangle now that's just wrapped around with the white. Now what I'm going to do is, what I've taken is this sort of thick piece of cardboard. It was in something that a screen protector came in or something like that anyway, but it's basically just like using a you know, like a gift card or something that you get. It's just something that's blunt, you know, and hard, that you can push into your clay. So I've got the colour I want at the top, and then I'm just going to push into it with this piece of card, or whatever you want to call it. I've just wiggled it from side to side, and you're pushing the white clay down into the colours. So it's up to you if you do, how many you want to do. I usually do 2 or 3. And then now you've got some gaps where you could actually just slot a little bit more of the white in if you want to get more pronounced pieces of white in. So let's just take some little slivers. It don't have to be the full depth of the crater that you've made. Crater, if that's the right word. And then just push it down into it. Sorry, you can't really see very well when I'm doing it at that angle. As you can see now, you're sort of pushing it down into the colours. It will look alright, I promise you. It doesn't end up looking a mess. It does turn out quite nice. So let's go a little bit more. And then put them slivers in. Okay, and then just squish it back into the triangle shape. Let's get that out of the way. So again, just pinch and squeeze, and now we're wanting to lengthen it out to it's about 6 inches. But remember, you're going to have to take off the bits at the end of the cane, so it needs to be a little bit over 6 inches like when you've finished squeezing it. But save the end pieces. I'm going to show you things that you can do with the end pieces. Helps if you push along your table as well, if you want to use that. It helps you put a bit of pressure behind it. Plus it'll keep it into those nice straight lines of the triangle that you're wanting. I've changed my mat, so I've not got measuring marks on this one. So where's my... I'll have to go with this one for now. Oh, it's just 6 inches, so I'll go a little bit longer. Obviously, if you're using more clay, you can make your sections wider than what I'm making now, but I didn't want to make absolutely massive canes. I wanted 3 different variants of the colours, so that's why I've just gone for enough to make a small cane. So where do we go to? Right, here we go. So if you've got a ruler, if you've got a market tool, I've got one, I've just not got it out next to me. So just trim off your end pieces. Remember, say them so you can see the little white lines that are going down. from the centre. Okay, there we go. Now what I usually do is I just take my blade and just put a notch in at every inch mark, just so I know where I'm going down. There we go, and we've got 6 equal pieces. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to put them into 2 sections, and in each section we'll put in 3 pieces in. So depending on how your lines have gone, it's whether if you want to keep them in a proper pattern. I just want them to be odd, again because the solar flare is not completely symmetrical. So I've just popped them together like that, and then I'm going to put them down onto my board and then just push them down to it, and I'm making a semicircle. So I'm curving it round. So essentially I'm making 2 halves of a circle. Okay, you could quite easily turn this into a flower cane if you wanted. You just need to put a flower centre in the middle, but I just wanted to have it without. And then just take the other 3. Okay. Right, so I'm just doing that again, pushing them down. If you want to flatten your ends up, just push those against the table as well. And then so you've got your 2 sections. So if you look now, you see that little gap in the middle, that's where you could put in a stem for your flowers. But like I said, I just want to leave it as this because I want it to look like bursts of flame on whatever I'm going to make with them. So and then just squeeze them all in, and essentially you're just making it into a circle now. And you're just pushing and turning just to make sure that the clay fills in that gap right at the end. Okay, and then just give it a roll, it'll even out the edges. Now leave the ends for now because I'm waiting until it's just stood a little bit for me to cut it, because I don't want it to cut distorted. So next one I'm going to do is I'm just going to coat it with some gold leaf. One, this helps you to store your canes and add another nice colour to your cane as well, especially with it looking, you know, like a solar flare. As I'm hoping that it turns out alright, these ones. Right. So if you've got gold leaf, this is just really cheap. You can get it off any of the you know, the Chinese website, AliExpress, Wish, that sort of thing. It's where I found it cheapest anyway. That's in the I'm in the UK, so might be different from where you all live. And just take little pieces that you've got and then fill in any gaps. There we go. So now once it's coated with this, you can put it into your cane storage and it'll not stick to the other canes because it's got this coating around the edge. So put that back in there for now. Okay, so that's that one done. I don't want to cut that one yet, so I'm just going to show you the other 2 that I've done. So here's the other 2. These are a bit larger at the moment because I've not reduced them at all, and I've not cut them yet because I wanted to cut them with you and then you can see what they're like. So what I'll do is I'll just do a really thin slice off of each, and then we can have a better look. So it's easier to do this when they've been stood a while. There you go. Like I said, you can put something in the middle if you want to make it a flower, but the more you reduce it, these lines will become thinner, so it'll not be such as a, oh that's a flower without a middle stamen sort of look. Keep your ends, and then I'll do this one as well. Let's have a look. There you go. So that's the 3 canes. Let me go doing this one. Now when your clay is really soft, if you are slicing, just go really steady with it because you don't want to distort your cane. There we go, not too bad. There you go. So that's 3 solar flare canes, just using the 3 same colours but just in a different formation when you're making your skinner blend. So I'll come back in another tutorial on how to use these. So I hope I've inspired you to have a go at doing this and you found it easier to follow. And thanks for watching. If you'd give me a like, that'd be much appreciated. And if you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing because that would be greatly appreciated too. And I'll see you next time.